Hi, how are you? How are y'all? I have once again missed you guys. Yeah. So it never bruh, it really feels like I just shot like a good like 2-3 days ago. But then I look at my analytics and it says 7 days. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. Like time flies when you're having fun. Anyway, so I did shoot a video yesterday, but I looked at it and I was like, you know what? It wasn't entertaining. So I scrapped it. Like it was talking about the same issues that, my other videos talked about. And I was like, you know what? These people are getting to the point to where they're not even entertaining me anymore. Like they're losers, like going to jail, getting sued, everything else. Like it's just, I didn't like it. I don't know. I was dry, my deliveries, whatever, I guess because it just wasn't doing it for me no more, Not to say I won't revisit. Of course, I'll revisit that again. But like just lately, I wasn't feeling that. And like my last 2 videos, like I said before that, they entertained me. Like so, I was like, okay, just don't put out mediocre content. So whatever. So I'm like, rebranding. Which I mean, this was gonna always be my brand anyway. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do things. So I know I'm gonna have some flops and some hits and stuff like that. So, right now this is still like testing 1, 2, 3 or whatever. So I basically, I know what I want to do, but it's just, other stuff. I'm gonna have multiple channels. I'm gonna have a vlog channel. I'm gonna have everything because my life is exciting. I would be a good vlogger too, a good, whatever. Y'all can come to the stores with me and stuff like that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into why I'm here. Oh, another thing. If I still keep the other video that I did shoot yesterday concerning them or whatever, hit me up in my inbox. I'll give it to you if I don't delete it already. But anyway, I haven't deleted it as of yet. So anyway, so I know you see my title, and I want to say a big rest in peace to Anthony, AJ Johnson, and yes, Anthony AJ Johnson. Not to be confused with the other A. Johnson. Like, they both have basically the same name, but she has to put the 2 periods or whatever. And, they both did house parties, so that could be like pretty confusing. So they got a situation that's kind of like the Vanessa Williamses. So, they got Vanessa L. Williams and, Vanessa Williams or whatever, the regular one or whatever. And, Vanessa L. Williams is the bigger star, was a bigger star like when she won the Miss America pageant, and she was just going by Vanessa Williams. And so later it got so confusing to where, she had to kind of change it or whatever and add that L. It was a situation where you'd watch stuff like The Cosby Show or what's the name of that? Or New Jack City, and you would expect to see that Vanessa Williams, which was extremely popular at that time. The other Vanessa was still kind of up and coming. She would get like some bit roles. So you would watch stuff that had her name in it, and you would expect to see her, and it would be her, and you wouldn't know that was her. So like, for instance, with New Jack City or whatever, when they would do like the previews, like the little promotional thing to get you to watch it or whatever, of course they would have like Wesley Snipes, blah, 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 Vanessa Williams, and they wouldn't show that. They would show, the names, and then they would show like, certain clips. And so we would be seeing like, a lot, like, let's say Michael Michelle that kind of resembled her, like had her same attributes with the light skin, the greenish, bluish eyes or whatever. And so you would see like, glimpses of her. So people were thinking that, that Vanessa Williams was going to eventually manifest, was going to be in the movie, or she was Vanessa Williams. And it was actually the chocolate Vanessa Williams and not the vanilla Vanessa Williams. So they in turn, because the lesser known Vanessa had signed with the Actors Guild before, Vanessa, the vanilla Vanessa, like had actually won, Miss America. Like, they let that Vanessa have the name, and the other one had for years had to go by Vanessa L. Williams. So now it's gotten to a point to where, they both did Soul Food. And so the vanilla Vanessa, she did the movie, and the chocolate Vanessa did the series. So some kind of way, a few years ago, they went to arbitration because even though Vanessa, the chocolate Vanessa, really did win the right, she won the right years ago to do the name, the other Vanessa, she wasn't feeling that. She just felt like she was the biggest star and she wanted that name. So so they went into arbitration, and the arbitrators decided that they both can go by Vanessa Williams. So the other Vanessa, the vanilla Vanessa, has dropped the L. And so if you go to VanessaWilliams.com, you see that she got that, she got it. And so the other one, she's sometimes called herself Vanessa Estelle Williams. I don't understand why they even did that or brought it up, because now it's way more confusing. But the other Vanessa, she still feels like she's the bigger star and all this other stuff. She's, she got music and everything else. She feels that the other one needs to put something in her name, needs to go by Vanessa Estelle. But that's weird. So that's why, it's a situation like that. So, a little backstory. I know it has nothing to do with that. But anyway, so, he was in the movies like, House Party, just like Adrian Joy Johnson. Adrian Joy. Yeah, AJ. Yeah, her name was AJ. Her name was Adrian Joy Johnson or whatever. And with her, like I said, she was in House Party, but you can also recently she's known for playing Jodie's mom in Baby Boy. So like I said, rest in peace to him. More life to her or whatever. So like I said, he was in House Party, Lethal Weapon 3, Menace to Society. He did Panther, which is a serious piece. Of course he did Friday. I think that's his most known, thing, most quotable character from Friday. And he was also in Players Club, and that was highly quotable as well. So, so rest in peace to him. But the thing about it is, what is really going on? What is the craziness surrounding his death? So apparently he died, at the beginning of the month. So the beginning of the month could be September 1st or whatever. And they basically just said that they found him. He was in a store. They don't say what type of store. They don't say any of that. They just say he was in a store, and they rushed him to the hospital, and he was pronounced dead. And this was a while ago. So he's not an A-list celebrity, but he's a celebrity nonetheless. So his death is very relevant, very relevant. You know what I mean? His death is very relevant. He's not just a nobody where it just didn't matter. And why tell us now? You know what I'm saying? So I was wondering what was going on with that? What's really going on with that? So, so, I have a few theories. A lot of times, the family don't want to tell you the cause of death when it's something embarrassing, or they did something that they didn't have any business doing or whatever, So even if it was a situation where, let's say if it was HIV or something like that, they wouldn't come out and say HIV. They'd say something to the tune of, he died because they'll pick what made him succumb. They'll be like, okay, well, the HIV gave him pneumonia. They'll just say he died of pneumonia, and people will just think, COVID or whatever. But if it was something legit, he had long-term heart problems or a long-term illness like Chadwick Boseman, child, I'll never stop missing it, man. Lord, if it was something like that, Chadwick nobody told us that he had anything wrong with him. They just told us what was wrong after he died. But see, with AJ Johnson, it was just they said, okay, he died a little while ago. They won't say how or whatever. And an autopsy takes 20, you can get an autopsy in 24 hours. You know what I mean? And it's already been maybe, damn near a month. So it's not okay, they're waiting for the cause of death. I just thought that was the oddest thing. And so it could be a situation that's been very, very, that's been highly popular lately. A lot of people have been succumbing to, a lot of people have been OD, and I'm not saying that's what happened with him, but it could be a situation like that, some type of mystery drug, and in the city that I am, so many people around me that I knew of or know or whatever, young, 25, 22, top-notch strippers, had their whole life ahead of them or whatever, stripping to pay for med school and stuff like that or whatever, just succumbing to just dying of fentanyl poisoning and ODing from heroin, and it's so popular. And the thing that just happened with Michael K. White, that's weird, so I just think it's highly, highly suspicious and weird that they didn't, tell us. And they probably had the funeral already if it's been 20 days, because he's a celebrity. I'm pretty sure he still gets residuals from certain things. He may be able, to bury himself. So they probably had, people would have wanted to pay the respects and go to his funeral or have some type of memorial service. If not the fans, but like the other celebrities that he worked with, like Ice Cube feels bad, you know, about what happened. You know what I mean? Like all of his other co-stars, you know, Master P, everybody else, like they all, you know, would have wanted to pay their respects if he's already had a funeral, but they're not selling nobody nothing. So I just think that was highly weird, and hopefully like soon they just give, you know, some of the fans, you know, the closure that they need. And if it's something like, you know, he OD'd or something, you know, you could raise awareness. You know, this stuff that they're doing, it's not like the drugs back in your grandparents' day or whatever. It's like they're really killing them. Like, and people still doing it. Like, why would you have anything laced with fentanyl? But then again, some of these people probably didn't know that fentanyl was in whatever it is. Like, you just taking these mystery pills or whatever. But like I said, let me stop dwelling on that, because we don't know if that's what happened. But I'm just, like I said, those are just my theories with that. You know what I mean? So once again, rest in peace to AJ Johnson. A very, very celebrated actor, you know. May his family, you know, his wife, his kids, you know, I hope they have the closure and everything that they need. And I hope they, you know, I hope that they find comfort. You know, let's continue to pray for them, okay? All right. Now, which brings me to all these pregos, y'all. So JT, I have reason to believe, yes, JT is indeed pregnant. But I always figured this. I actually tweeted her like over a month ago. I was like, and congratulated. That was before any notion of anything, because something just told me. I was like, she's pregnant. And I knew she was going to get pregnant or whatever. Like, after Uzi started doing, like clinging to her and stuff like that. Because, like, as you can see, Uzi's like basically, Uzi got a lot of problems with him. Like, he's in my opinion, these are my opinions, and based on other people that I've seen in this situation or that I've dated, like, he got a Napoleonic complex, narcissistic, bipolar. He got all kind of stuff going on with him. So, like, y'all didn't find it suspicious that he went from, like, basically having JT eating glass, you know, as she say, like, had JT, like, out here going out sad, like, every single week, to, like, basically just, oh, I'm just head over heels in love with her, claiming her and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I knew he was love bombing this girl, because you don't go to this girl stalking you to now you're all in love. So I'm like knowing, okay, this dude, he gonna love bomb her. He's gonna do all this to get her pregnant, and he gonna leave her, and he's gonna want her to remain like the stalker that she used to be behind him. I'm just knowing that was gonna happen, and it was at a perfect time or whatever, because the stuff that went on with Brittany. So Brittany was his longtime girlfriend, Brittany Bird or whatever. So Brittany dumped him, and I guess it felt like for good. She got tired of the lies, got tired of all this other craziness. Okay, so Brittany dumped him, and so I think it was at a point where, you know, he would go back and forth with JT too. So he was Brittany wouldn't take him back, and so of course he wanted to hurt Brittany. He knows that Brittany is not doing as well financially as he was, because I think JT was saying that she begged him for like $10,000. Of course, she's not with Uzi anymore. She's not going to be on the same financial level, because, I mean, she just opened her little art museum. But, you know, she was, you know, Uzi's girlfriend or whatever. So he started just out the blue, just buying JT all kind of stuff, claiming her, just buying her so much stuff. And what I think he was probably asking JT to, like, post everything every single day on her YouTube page, because he wanted Brittany to see it, so Brittany could be like, well, damn, he just bought her some $10,000 shoes, or the same $10,000 I need, or he just bought her that, he just upgraded her car, he just did this, look what he's doing to her, so that Brittany, so he can get revenge on Brittany, and so Brittany could be in a situation where she's like, dang, I want to get back with him so he can do that to me. So little does JT know, she like, oh, I'm winning. But I mean, this dude really went to, like, sending her out super sad, doing stuff to her. Like, she was just fighting with females over him like a few months prior. Like, she was hard up, like, promoting his album or whatever, only for him to in turn give the girl that she just got into like a dang near fight, Saudia B, and she is bad. Saudia B is so bad. Like, that's his other girlfriend or whatever, little teenager, little throwback juvie, you know what I mean? So you know, went from fighting with her, and then all of a sudden he had a song where he gave Saudia a shout out. He said swag like Saudia B. You know what I'm saying? He did all that, And Saudia and Brittany basically said the same thing. Saudia was saying something to the tune of like, yo, he was saying that how you black and crunchy and you know he didn't want you and blah 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 blah. And she also said that she saw her get beat up. She like popped up at some hotel or wherever they were at, and she kind of got herself in there, and she was trying to fight Saudia, and Uzi beat her up. Same thing happened with Brittany. Like, she went over to where Uzi was and supposedly was begging him for hotel money or doing something. And I don't know if she's trying to get to Brittany or something, but he beat her up. Like, he beat her up in front of these people or whatever. So, and then he went from that to like love bombing, and now he's all, oh yeah, I'm just so in love. He did that to get back at Britt. Like, he just, last month or something, went to go, he saw Britt with a guy and went to go beat up Britt, you know, because she was out with a guy. Like, because the paparazzi caught her with some dude. He flew to her. So he's like, okay, we knew this. This is exactly what was going to happen to her. That she was going to get, you know, that, you know, she was going to get pregnant. And then I said, as soon as he get her pregnant, that's when he's going to leave her. So a lot of times with his type, they have like abandonment issues. And a lot of times with him being like, oh, got these bi types and being like feminine, you know, it's like with dealing with DL by guys, it's like it has like its pros and its cons. They have like a lot of female emotions, which are pros and cons, because it's like basically he'll do something like they'll have that clinginess like a female and just be so in love and all this other stuff like in the beginning. So because you know females are the ones that's clingy and males are usually just not like that. So you'll be like, oh my God, he doing this, he doing that, you know, because they got the abandonment issue. But then they also have feminine ways that are negative that guys don't like, or go through your purse and go back and forth with you online, fighting with you, always arguing, you know, doing stuff like that. So with JT, I'm already knowing like, see, Uzi, yes, he loves her and loves Brittany, but it's in a way that you don't really want to be loved. It's like he sees them as kind of like extensions of him. Like a lot of bi guys, they gravitate towards masculine women. Whether if they're not masculine, they could not look masculine, they could just very well act it or whatever. And so with JT, like JT is very, very dominant. Like she's always fighting with somebody online. She's very dominant. She's not girly, like, you know, Carisha or nothing like that, or like Saudia B or something like that. You know, she's a very dominant person. And so, and with Brittany was like his goth side, like his weird old type side. Like they like all this Chinese anime, and you know they got the same weird quirks and stuff. And she dresses like in cargo pants, and you know she doesn't dress super feminine. Even if she does try to do it, she still comes off as kind of like a butch lesbian type. You know what I mean? She got the dreads. You know, she's wearing all that, so she's not coming off as girly girl. She's giving like homeboy, like that's his homeboy or whatever that he's been with for like 7-8 years and stuff like that. So yeah, so and then JT, what he really likes about her, the side that reminds him of himself, she's also a rapper. So I already know, and it was a situation where they probably broke up because you know she didn't want to deal. You know, she was breaking up with him at the time. And he probably saw her perform at, not this year, but last year at the BET Awards, and was like, oh, wow, you know, I see her. She's doing the same thing that I'm doing. Like, I miss her. Like, I don't want to see another rapper or something with her. I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. So he really missed her, and was like, decided, okay, I'm going to put her in a situation to where it's like I don't want her because she chases me. But the way that she chases me is extremely intoxicating. Like, extremely intoxicating. Like, sometimes a person could only want you for how you are to them, like, but not want you with somebody else. So he probably loves the fact that she was chasing him and stalking him, but she still wasn't like too much on the level of what he wanted to be with, but he still didn't want her to like go, like to actually leave. So he was like basically like you know, Brittany had already did what she did, and so JT had given him an ultimatum. She was like, okay, they kept breaking up and all this other stuff and gave him an ultimatum. And so he was probably like, okay, well, I could probably go ahead and solidify this situation, like go ahead and get her pregnant or do whatever. But right now, you know, and then get back at Brittany the same way, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone. So, and that's exactly what he did. So, you know, he definitely wants that old thing back. And Now you don't see that same energy now that she's definitely pregnant. Like, look at her stomach, you know what I mean? You don't see the same energy or whatever. Like, they used to be posted up every single day. He followed her. Like, and when they first got together, he only followed Rihanna. So he followed this girl and everything. He unfollowed her. He has not posted nothing about her. Like, she still claims him, you know, saying, oh, my boyfriend this and my boyfriend that. But he's back on his emo stuff. And Brittany is starting to look a little bit different this day. A little bit different or whatever. Look like things are going her way. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they had to deal with each other because, you know, she got a court case against him from him beating her up and pulling a gun out on her and all this other stuff. So, you know, he probably talking all kind of right, giving her all kind of money and all this other stuff and trying to weasel his way back in because, you know, him and Brittany been together for 7 years and like he don't want to see her with nobody else either. You know what I mean? So he's like he's moving away from JT pregnant and Brittany all happy these days. And so yeah, he's definitely throwing out the line for Brittany and she's definitely been more so nibbling. Like she's entertaining it again. Like, and I won't tell y'all I know that, but she's entertaining the situation again, and you know that leaves JT out, and you know she hasn't gotten the memo yet. But yeah, I think that's crazy. And so what leads me to believe that she's pregnant is like, first, one of the things is she was wearing like a morning sickness band, you know what I mean? And you know she posted some sushi like a while ago, not today, like a few like a few weeks ago or whatever, and it wasn't raw, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, pregnant women can't eat no raw, you know, they can't eat raw sushi. And just the way she looked, like she was an innie, she wasn't an outie. Her stomach is now an outie, you know what I mean? So yeah, like she tries to like cover it a little bit. And then he also posted something on his page like not too long ago. Like he posted like a pregnant emoji, but at the same time Drake had dropped that week, so it could have been misconstrued as his album cover or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's like and then he posted her, but then he deleted her. So I think that was a situation where, you know, she probably said something about, oh, I'm gonna get rid of her. They were probably getting into it, and once again he wanted to embarrass her and make her look stupid on the net, so he dropped the news before her. And if she didn't play whatever game he wanted her to play, he was gonna in turn like really drop it. So he just gave some hints or whatever, and you know, that's what it is. Because like just when she said I'd rather eat glass than to be with him again, he showed, that's the first time we seen him, whatever, he posted a picture of her. He didn't post it out of affection or something like that. He posted it to embarrass her, to show the world, this girl just told y'all she wasn't gonna be with me no more, but look at her, she right here, you know what I mean? So, you know, he playing all these feminine games and just playing with this girl, you know what I mean? So now that he got her pregnant, he's gonna act a clown. He's gonna do whatever it is he wanna do, revisit old loves and stuff like that. Like, I know how the narcissist types, I know how he plays. And, you know, I know it's gotta be killing JT. You know, I feel like she's BPD, and it's a lot he liked about it. He liked the sex. He liked the fact that she's a rapper too, that they have the same job. He loves the fact that they have the same job and she got a fan base. And, you know, Brittany don't have that. She's known as being Uzi's baby's, you know, Uzi's, you know, ex-girlfriend. So that's all he wanted to do. He just wants poor JT to chase him forever, like, and go over there and get some of that good every once in a while, because now she can't officially leave him. He made sure to put her into a situation to where she can't leave, because he already knowing, like, you know, she can get another dude. Like, he was already feeling some type of way over Yachty, you know what I mean? So a person those types could very well not want you, but not want you with nobody else. And yes, I do think he loves her, but it's for the wrong reasons. It's because, you know, she's an extension of him, and, you know, he loves the way that she loves him and the way that she makes him feel. But he still just has problems with, like, just, you know, maybe the way she looks and stuff like that. And a lot of times those BPD types, they can get mad and just be like, yo, they'll say something like, oh, you ugly, because he told the other girl that JT was crunchy black, and JT was like, oh, you told me that too, blah, 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 and they could very well mean it or whatever. So JT girl, if you are out there, hit my line. I can hit my line if you need some help in making him go out sad or doing whatever it is you want to do, because I study these types, I have studied these types, so I know what makes him tick or whatever. So make my inbox, ring my inbox and ring my Cash App, and we will have him going out sad, okay? Because you outmatched, y'all. Anyway, So also, she's not the only one pregnant. She's Jeannie Mai is also pregnant. She's also pregnant, and so Jeannie Mai, it's a situation where it's like let's just give you some backstory on that. So Jeannie and her, they're pregnant or whatever, and her husband, her ex-husband, they broke up because she said that she didn't want to have babies. They were married, not together, married for like 11 years or whatever. And they agreed in the beginning, I guess when they were much younger, yo, we don't want no kids, I don't ever want kids, blah, blah, blah. But, years later, he decided, he was like, yes, I want to have kids. We were kids when we decided we didn't want to have kids. But she never changed her mind. She was like, no, 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 no. So he was like, I definitely want kids. She told him no. So he was like, they would have still been together to this day if he would have been okay with them not having kids. So he divorced her and went and had 2 kids back to back. So she got with Jeezy. So this is not her and Jeezy's first child. That she actually was pregnant like before their wedding or something like that. And because they were gonna go because she decided like a year ago that she wanted to have Jeezy's baby. She decided that she wanted to, just go ahead and do that, like go have a baby. But when they went to go get UTI, they found out she was pregnant. She later lost that one, and she conceived a week after their wedding, and she's now like 5 months or whatever. So she's none the happier. And she said, she never wanted kids, but she was like, oh, I love him, the love of him, blah, blah, blah. She's been with Jeezy not that long, you know what I'm saying? Like really not that long. So sometimes, a situation is, sometimes the with you is silent. She said she never wanted to have kids with you. And so it's a situation where a lot of men or women, they do the same thing. Like they'll be like, I'm not ready to settle down. I'm not ready to do this. No, it's with you. Same thing, Idris Elba. Idris Elba had been married like twice or whatever, and he said he would never get married again. So he got with his last baby mama, never married, because he said, I'm against marriage. I will never get married again. What did he do? Like, he met Sabrina, and they were married within 2 years. And he just said it was love at first sight. They got married, and yeah, and the other ones had a baby and everything. She still ain't had his babies. Yes. Babies are what they decided on. So yeah. Don't, ladies, gentlemen, no. If a person is telling you, I'm just not ready. I'm not ready to settle down. I'm not ready to do this. I'm not ready to do that. I don't have no babies. It could very well be with you. The with you is silent. So don't do that. Like, but I'm glad he pulled a Brad Pitt on her and left immediately when he figured out that's what was going on. Because Jennifer Aniston did the same thing to Brad Pitt. She was like, you're not about to go out there and go do blockbuster movies and stuff. And, Friends is about to come to an end. And, while I stay at home with a baby, she was like, I don't never want no baby or whatever. And so he wasn't about to sit around and beg her for years. He went right after she said that. He went and shot Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Angelina Jolie and ain't come back. And she did several movies taking somebody else's husband. And that's who you let go do something. No, you should have been down there with him watching him. But she was in the same situation because she was with Billy Bob, but Billy Bob didn't want no kids. So of course he didn't put no kids in her. So she was like, no, I want kids even if you don't give them to me. She went and adopted the Cambodian baby. He was like, no, I said no kids, not natural, not nothing. So he left. So they fell in love, and she was the love of his life. So yes, like I said, very well with you. She probably gonna give Jeezy nothing but children, and Jeezy was most likely okay with not having kids because he got kids already. You know what I mean? So yes, like I said, the with you is silent, y'all. Don't fall for that. That's crazy. So congratulations to Jeezy. Congratulations to Jeannie. All right. So yeah, and so let's touch on the Emmys or whatever. Like the Emmys, I'll just give you my Emmy experience. Hamilton won, and a few other people won, but the people that I was looking, trying to go hard for, that I wanted to win, that ended up losing this year, was from Pose, and that would be MJ Rodriguez and Billy Porter. Billy Porter won, like, I think last year and the year before, something like that. And he just didn't win. He didn't win this year. There were some fashion winners, fashion losers. They had a little bit of everything going on, but, MJ, if MJ would have won, MJ would have been the first, trans person to, first trans person to be nominated in that character, in that category anyway, but definitely the first winner, you know, for best actress or whatever. But yeah, so hopefully, you know, they get other work with Brian Canals or the rest of them, you know. And I miss Pose. I really did like Pose. So they very much lost. So that's crazy. So yeah. Yeah, so that was weird. So recap, rest in peace. JT, girl, Uzi about to do the fool. Like he gone, girl. He is very much gone because he's gotten you pregnant and you can't leave. And I wish that the members of Pose would have won. Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in. I had a great time. I'm gonna come back with another video. I might change up the way that I do it. I don't know. But like I said, I'm just trying to find my voice and try to, you know, I'm just testing a few things. I'm playing around with analytics. I'm playing around with a lot of things. So come back for the next video. I miss you guys. I love you guys, and see you next time. Goodbye.